Okay, hello and welcome to it looks like a very terrifying edition of the Filmageddon Vodcast here. Live Filmageddon Vodcast. It is Wednesday. No, it isn't. It's Thursday. Maybe it's not live. Thursday, June the 4th here. Coming at you from two corners of the globe here with me, the Quizmaster, and of course, Adam Grundy over there. How you doing, Adam?
I'm fine. It was a long evening, but the days are even longer. No, it doesn't make any sense. I'm fine, Frank. I'm fine. How are you?
I am also fine. Yes, we had a fun quiz last night. That's why I'm fine. I think you take the quiz out of it, and I'm probably not so fine. I've got a bit of a headache. I'm a bit tired. I'm a bit groggy. And you know what? I just want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to take a nap. I want to have a little midday nap.
I'm 7 hours ahead, so you know.
And you slept. You went to bed a lot later than I did, so.
I'm conditioned now. This film quiz really has conditioned me to be awake in the middle of the night. I was already I already have a bad sleep pattern, but now I'm just like, it'll be a Monday, and I'm like, ooh, I could just stay up till 4. That's like the quiz. But it's worth staying up for, I think, because, it was a very enjoyable evening, and it was very fun. It's a weekly Rewind film quiz, so it was interesting to see a lot of the previous rounds that we've done, and something a little new that you threw in there.
Yes.
Which, credit to you.
Yeah, we're trying to do some new stuff with the Rewind quizzes now, so every week we'll make a 1 or 2 new rounds that go in there. This was week 8. We say all this all the time. This was the 8th week running of doing these live quizzes. It's crazy to think that it's been, in some ways, it's crazy to think that it's been 2 months, but then in other ways, it's crazy to think that it's only been 2 months. Like, it feels like no time has passed and all the time has passed. Like, 8 quizzes now just done and dusted into the ether. They've existed and now their purpose is served. And like an untold amount of weeks ahead doing film quizzes and things like that until things can get back to normal. But last night was good. It went off, I think, pretty much without a hitch. We've had some little tech issues, especially towards the start. We've had some issues with like rounds and things throughout the couple of weeks. I think last week went pretty much as smooth as I can remember one for a while. And that's a bit on me as well. I remembered all the 3-minute breaks. There was no, I followed the running order last night, so I was happy to do that.
There you go. That's a man who's worked in TV enough to know that a running order will solve the issues. No, I think it went off without a hitch as well. Some good chat in the old Twitch chat, which it isn't necessary because we know a lot of people are focusing, a lot of people are playing on stuff like Zoom, on Skype, and whatever other methods. Sometimes you're just chilling with your family playing, so you don't want to be chatting. But we appreciate anyone who does chat along, and it's kind of funny to see the dread set in with certain rounds, and also the sort of jubilation which is reflected on the answers when you have a big row of green, everyone's getting it right. So it was a good night.
I will always remind people that you should get on Twitch if you don't have an account yet, because you can take part in the chat. It is fun. You can follow us, like I always say. That's just a click up or down below us. It's somewhere. You click it, you follow us. You're always abreast to the situation with Filmageddon. And if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you get a free subscription to us, which means that, you can use custom emotes and all that sort of stuff. The one thing with those Twitch Prime subscriptions, if you've got an Amazon Prime one, you do have to manually re-up it. So, hey, if you've been a subscriber and your month's up, you could do it again for free. And it all goes to supporting the channel, of course. But yes, let's go over those answers that you were talking about, Adam, because you mentioned a lot of green. I thought last night was an easier quiz, but apparently it wasn't, because we'll look at some of the numbers later. I'm pretty sure the average score was basically the same as it was last week, which goes to show our consistency. But we'll go through some of our favorite answers first, and then we'll see who won this thing. So we're starting things off here with the SNL Obscured round. And
Mm.
I would say this was about a 50-50, this one. Hit and miss a lot of the time.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit. So, like, okay, SNL's never really been big in the UK. Um, it's not like always had like a permanent, for some reason or the other, it's never had a permanent, you know, constant, since the 70s, never had a permanent slot. I know you can watch it on like MSNBC. It was the last time I watched it in the UK. But one thing that kind of, we said it's an SNL round, but these films, you'd watch them and not even know. If you didn't know anything about SNL, you wouldn't know. But it's just kind of a point of reference. The thing that did make me sort of laugh and kind of annoy me a little bit was when someone put like, for every answer, we're not American. Like, does that mean that, like, when you were like came to Britain, right, and you got off in your little fucking hat
Yeah.
and your big suitcase, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to be in England, and you saw Mr. Bean, did you go, well, what the fuck is that? I'm American. Why would I know what that is? Like, how is that a point of fucking reference that you don't know what, like, films? Like, if you don't know a film, fine, just leave it
Yeah.
blank. But to be like, oh, not American, like, and maybe trying to be funny. I didn't find it very funny, but I also was very tired
It
this morning.
was, what I found funny about it was, so here are the answers, 1 through 6. We are not Amera fucking can. And then answer 7, Macgruber. Answer 8, Macgruber. Answer 9, Macgruber. Then it was right. And then answer 10, Macgruber. I think SNL goes a bit beyond just being American. I think it's in,
Yeah.
something that's existed for that many years, starring so many people that have gone on to find success beyond American borders, beyond American television screens, onto the big screen, which, sorry to say, guys, if you're not American, but most of the celebrities, at least back in those days, were American. Nowadays, it's sort of shifted. Now, a lot of them are British. That's why all the American superheroes and stuff are played by Brits. But I don't think that's a proper excuse for not getting the SNL questions. If you've never watched SNL, or if you don't watch, like, I don't watch SNL anymore, that's a choice. But, if you've never watched SNL because you just didn't like it, it wasn't your thing, that's fine. That's a perfectly good excuse. But you're not American. That's sort of a dig at me, I feel like. And
I think it is. I always hate that thing with knowledge that, like, I love Have I Got News for You? And or say, let's just say British panel shows, and a show like that will come up, a question like that will come up on one of these shows, and they'll be like, oh, what footballer recently found out that they had two dicks or something, and the panel host will be like, football, I don't know anything about that, and you're like, so you're deemed clever if you don't know about something. Like,
yeah.
that's just ignorance. Just, I don't like rugby, but I could name maybe 3 or 4 people who play it. Doesn't mean that, like, I'm fucking above it. Oh, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know. I have a bee in my bonnet about this. I don't know why. It's not my fight, but it's just one of those weeks.
Well, some people did get some funny answers as well. I imagine some good guesses. A Night at the Roxbury, someone just put chin dog walking, which
What the hell's that
I don't
mean?
know. But what does spanked kissing next to it mean?
Yeah. I think okay. I think some of it might be
Like,
like things that are in it, and it's just trying to
yes,
remind,
yeah,
like, that we always say every week that there's people who leave little things in the boxes that would maybe jog their memory. So, like, someone will put, like, later on, like, sci-fi, and you're like, yeah, it's a sci-fi, but maybe they'll come back to it and go, oh, it's this chin dog walking. Am I missing something? I don't know. Like,
Well, and I know, so
that was weird.
Superstar, she's kissing the tree. I guess you could have maybe thought she was being spanked, but I love finding these because they're so
Yeah, me
interesting. Like,
too.
you want to see films called these sometimes. Like, yeah, I'll take 2 for Chin Dog Walking, please.
Yeah, exactly. Chin dog walking sounds good, and I'm sure Christopher Walken has time to make that kind of.
Yeah, so a lot of you guys got Night of the Roxbury, less got Superstar, most got Wayne's World 2, most got the Blues Brothers. Just as we sort of thought, It's Pat, that really didn't get many. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 correct answers for It's Pat. So that might have been the most missed question on the quiz. The Ladies Man, only a few of you guys with the Ladies Man and Coneheads. A lot of you guys with Wayne's World. obviously, I think the ones who mixed up Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2 is always quite funny because we had
Yeah.
Wayne's World in basically both those columns, but the twos were swapped around quite a bit. Macgruber?
Well, it's sneaky.
Still haven't seen Macgruber, and I sort of want to. I was reading a couple of interviews recently with the creative team, and I think it's because they want to make a series or go to a streaming platform to make a sequel series, and just all the feelings they have for the series and like the famous fans that it has. I'm like, maybe I'm missing something here.
Yeah, the same. I think it's like it was a time when I was not as involved. Like I think everyone kind of has the years of SNL. Not everyone clearly. But yeah, it was kind of just before I was like a regular viewer.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really it's not something I gravitated towards. I should probably give it a chance.
Yeah, it should be funny. I don't know. And then Office Space. I think a lot of people just realized it was Office Space from the clips. I don't think the SNL thing's really given too much away there because it's sort of a blink and you'll miss it stint as an animated short on SNL. And then we move over to the sci-fi space travel soundtracks. Lots of classic soundtracks and a couple not so classic soundtracks. Some straight away, I like the effort with Cowboy Bebop, but you're in the same vein there, sort of. Come on, space dandies, hey hey hey.
Yeah.
They're space cowboys. Hey. We got Serenity. It was Serenity. I remember watching Serenity. Or what was this answer? Riverdance Space Odyssey.
See, I like that. I don't know what that was about, but you've got me interested. Is it Michael Flatley? Is there sort of to be fair, when you listen back to it, there is a little bit of that kind of the Irish dancing kind of thing to it, isn't it? So yeah, I'm sure Michael Flatley would be flattered if you pitched it to him.
Yes. Pitched him into space is what we should do.
He just danced on the way to space.
Would.
He's actually got. He had the world record because we used to have the tape of I think Lord of the Dance in our flat, and I had it at home because my family is sad. And he had like the most taps per minute. Michael Flatley. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, we.
Okay.
Listen,
he's an international
I'm
superstar,
not
obviously.
fucking British.
Neither is he. Yeah. So. He had like a thing of like the world record for like the most taps per second per minute, and it was like impossible. We just try and replicate. We're like, how many is this? We didn't have a lot of money, so just like how many taps have I done? I can't believe I've talked about Michael Flatley for this long on this podcast. Sorry if anyone watching.
I mean, he was the Lord of the Dance. Was he ever made an actual Lord?
No, because he's
an honorary title.
Yeah, like
Lord of the Flies.
Like Prince. Oh, Lord of the Flies. Yeah.
He could have survived that, and he would have just stepped on everyone's heads, just tap their skulls into mush.
Just jig straight into the forest, like, oh, he's gone now. And then you'd be like asleep and just hear like, and then because you always do the slow motion of him like
a bit of Michael Jackson there.
Sounded like Pirates of the Caribbean as well. So. Which he would have made a great pirate of the Caribbean, Michael Flatley.
Now, here's an idea for a future soundtrack round. What if we, like our Filmageddon recreations, we Filmageddon a cappella some soundtracks?
Oh, no. But no one can sing.
No. We all do the instrumental stuff because, like, when you do like an instrumental sound with your mouth or whatever, in your head it sounds bang on what it is, but someone else across from you is just like, what the hell are you doing?
Okay, we'll try it. This might take a lot more effort than we think.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to break down the instrumental bits, but it could be fun.
Next was Moon, although someone thought Jason X, and so hey, look, you're after our own hearts here with Jason X.
Exactly.
That would be a crossover, Jason X and Moon. Loads of Sam Bells running around as Jason Voorhees is trying to slash them all up. Yeah, do it up. Yeah,
let's go.
Okay, we'll pitch it. Arrival. Someone put Arrival. The Right Stuff. Sure. Gravity was in at number 3. Somebody put The Phantom Menace, and yeah, sure, okay. So there was a lot of the right answers. There's not a lot of funny answers.
Yeah.
It was just like right answers in wrong columns, because people just would guess space movies. Interstellar obviously is a very famous and popular score. Most of you guys got that one. Less of you guys got Prometheus because not a lot of people like that film.
No. For number 6, which was Contact, we had two different teams guessing Planet of the Apes, and someone else put King Kong. I'm sure this was said this was space films.
Yeah. I guess with Planet of the Apes there is a bit in space,
Yeah.
but King Kong I don't get.
No, maybe. I mean, Planet of the Apes, King Kong. Maybe it's all leading somewhere. I don't know.
Now,
Are we seeing the connections?
somebody put Captain Marvel. I want to say, I should probably say this and make a point of saying this at the start of every quiz, but it's always good. Remember, these are rewind quizzes. Keep an eye on the year that the rounds are from, and I do tend to say the year the rounds are from because I saw it a lot this week. There's a lot of wrong answers, and I know chances are if you're getting it wrong, you're guessing anyway. But if you're gonna guess in the right ballpark. If the round was made in 2015, chances are Captain Marvel, which didn't exist for another few years, wasn't one of the answers. So just always keep an eye on the round, the year that it comes from, because unless it's an all new round, chances are most of these quizzes have come from before 2018. So there's not a lot of 2019, 2020, or much of 2018 even in a lot of these. So that's it helps narrow down the field for your guessing, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. It's easy to forget though when you're kind of scribbling down.
Of course,
the round and stuff. But yeah, just keep an eye on the date.
Solaris, the George Clooney Solaris there, coming in next. Somebody put the right answer, but also put a question mark after it. So we're nice to give them that point. I that could be Solaris.
Mate, yeah.
Sunshine, I like Sunshine, and someone's even put the track name for it, Kappa's Jump. That you're after some bonus points there, but we could give it to you. We could do maybe 2-parters for future soundtrack rounds. Name the film, name the actual track name.
Oh, that'd be good. That's a lot. That's quite easy as well to do.
Well, I'll never forget the Star Wars quiz and the one guy who came up to debate the soundtrack round. So it really puts me off ever going really deep into the soundtrack questions.
Just fucking, it's all a bit of fun. I understand like when we're doing it live because it costs like some money and everything, and you definitely, people are a lot more competitive, I think, because there's a lot usually on the line. We usually have a lot of prizes to sort of give away, and we've sourced a lot and stuff. We work with people for prizes, so I can understand tension's a bit high, but when you're coming over to us being like, actually, the Battle of Endor was in 3 films, and you put it as 1. I have a point. Did you win? No.
Europa Report, 5 teams got that out of 99, so that was good. It was. Yeah, well done to those teams that got that one right. Event Horizon in at number 10. A lot more of you got that. Someone's just put Tune, but no idea. It was really creepy. I was scared by that sound. You had all like the chanting and it's like,
Tune?
Yeah, it is a tune. And then we go to the new round of the week, which is the picture round, the second peaks. Name the film, name the hill or the peak or the mountain. Someone's put number 1, Nightmare Before Christmas. Someone's put Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
I like that. And the Corpse Bride, with the mountain being Hill in a Bonham Carter.
I like that.
Well done.
A lot of people probably myself included, when it came up, I was like, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare Before Christmas.
We know which team you were now.
Nightmare Before Christmas, and I was like, what's the hill? There's a hill. The hill had a name. I just thought it was Big Mountain or something. So, and a lot of people thought someone put Pumpkin Hill. Now that is the name of a level from Sonic Adventure 2. So respect to you for that one, but it's wrong.
Widow's Peak. That's something intimately familiar with. Gumdrop Hill, not so much. Spiral Peak, very close. It was Spiral Hill. which I actually didn't even really know of until relatively recently when it came up in some show that I watched. Because you watch the film, they never say it. It's just after the fact you
No.
find out, oh, there was a name for that, like in the literature or in a video game or something like that. Next up was, of course, Lord of the Ring, The Fellowship of the Ring, and you know what? A lot of people thought Return of the King. Ooh, naughty, naughty. We did say that still specifically came from The Fellowship, so I'm sure, and it was just blurry enough so that you can't really double check it either. But a lot of people did know it was Mount Doom, so at least if you missed which Lord of the Rings it was, you did get Mount Doom correct. Not Mount Sauron, although, you know, before I watched those films, maybe I would have guessed that. I don't know. Hercules, of course, was next. The Disney animated Hercules, so that was good. And the mountain was Mount Olympus, so very well done there. Most of you guys smashed that out. Someone put Spirited Away, Mount Fuji. It was a nice guess. Emperor's New Groove and Mount Olympus. It's Emperor's New Groove is like one of the few Disney 2D animations that I've not seen.
I seen it a long, long time ago, but it was definitely a one-off. It was never one of those we used to have hanging around, but it was certainly the same type of animated style, and they came out quite close together. So, no, you know, understand why you might get them confused. But someone else put Space Jam Moron Mountain,
Ooh.
and I can't remember if Moron Mountain was a thing from Space Jam.
It was where the aliens. It was their theme park that they ran.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's some good that's some good knowledge. You're completely wrong, but it's fucking you switched on.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind was next, and it took place the hill, mountain, whatever. It was the Devil's Tower. Ooh, spooky, scary. Devil. Not the Devil's Rock. I do. Mount Mashmore is very good. That's Mashed Potato Mountain. Devil's Butt. So very close. Richard Dreyfuss Mud Pie. A lot of people went on with Mashed Potato Mountain, Tabletop Mountain.
Well, I always wanted to do sign up for something like Come Dine With Me and have when it's your night, just replicate Close Encounters of the Third Kind, just launching plants through your living room window and stuff, and just making them a big mashed potato thing. But I've also I don't hate myself enough to go on that. I hate myself to do this, but
we all hate ourselves that much, at least. Us doing it, you guys watching it, and we love you all. Finally, there was the Grinch, and that was on Mount Crumpet, which was another thing I didn't know. I never remember reading it in the book or hearing it in the films, but I did my research and found out that it was called Mount Crumpet, and a lot of you guys at home knew what that was. And
yeah.
You know what? We gave you the Grinch as well. It came up during the quiz. It was released in the UK as the Grinch. I don't know why. I don't think there was anything else in this country called How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but apparently, the studios didn't think you guys could handle the extra verbs.
I think it's because, I don't believe the Grinch is as important or as put on a pedestal in the UK as it was in the US, because don't you always every year you guys show the Grinch and stuff, the cartoon?
Yes, it is a Christmas movie for us.
Yeah, and Dr. Seuss was an American guy, so I just to be honest, I don't think I'd really heard about the Grinch until that film came out.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. Others will do. If you want to debate,
and yet here we are. We now live in a world where years later they'd remake the film in CGI, and Benedict Cumberbatch would play the Grinch.
I'm sure it's a great movie, but I'm not watching that.
No. Next up was the famous film quotes round. So let's go into it. We're starting off here with Poltergeist, and of course the line, Caroline, what she says is, "They're here." She says it in that creepy little kid voice, like when we played Friday the 13th that one time. You'll have to look for that video on YouTube. But you know what? Most of you guys got they're here, I'll be honest. There's not a lot of funny stuff here, except for maybe just if she, you woke up, you're the parents in the bed. "Oh my God, earthquake, what's happening? Oh, my daughter, why are you standing there so quietly and scarily?" And she just says, "I'm thirsty."
Kids do say
Oh,
that.
I didn't even have the screen
That-
up. Wait, you need the screen for all of it, people. One more time. Here we go. I'm thirsty. Yum, 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 yum.
I'm baby. That's what it
Baby.
should have been.
Gotta love me. Right, second one. I'm too old for this shit. And now, guys, we were very, this was a tough yet fair one. If you put, I'm getting too old for this shit, you were wrong. Half you guys put that getting in there, but you know what? Half you guys were right and you didn't put getting in there. So that was pretty much the difference between a lot of you guys, because half you put, I'm too old for this shit. Half you put, I'm getting too old for this shit. And unfortunately, it is, I'm too old for this shit. But what if instead of that, he just simply said, wait for it. He's going to say it. Here he comes. Ah, fuck.
It's a placeholder at best, really.
They were in the same ballpark. Yeah, again, because so many of you guys were so close. Like most of you guys, someone put, damn you, Bernice. That's also good. Next up, we have Die Hard. Of course, it is yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That is the line. Again, most of you guys got this. No one wants to throw away your correct answers on a joke. Although,
Nope.
you know, we did get a couple that were just yippee-ki-yay. Unfortunately, no point there. We got one that was just back to you. It's like, back to you, Mr. Gruber. But
yeah, he's remote reporting.
yeah, and instead of that, he could have also just said, I'm no hero. Again, that's not when you've got a shallow basket of balls, you got to reach in there, wash them off, get them on the tee, hit it in the fairway, hole in one is what they say. We're going with golf.
Yes.
A couple now came up that have made appearances in some recent quizzes, and again, because these are older quizzes, sometimes you get something that crops up again, such as E.T. saying, I'll be right here. And we didn't get nearly as many fun answers as we did last time. Because, like, what was like last time? Like, go home, friend Elliot.
Yeah, I think, I mean, to be fair, I think it kind of shows, like, how often we fall back on certain films and certain pivotal scenes from films. So, yeah, it was interesting to see this pop up. But there were a few ones on there that you're just like, why would you even think
this
that?
This one's quite good. Goodbye, Billy.
Who the fuck Billy?
Billy.
Who the fuck
Billy
is Billy?
Elliot.
Oh.
Maybe they.
Did they really? Did you read?
That's how I'm connecting the dots in my head.
We are not sharing who or what have done this, but if you're watching, what were you thinking?
Next was a scene that we recreated. Wah 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 wah. We recreated.
Jonathan, what?
We recreated this scene in one of our recent live lockdown quizzes, and the line is, of course, "Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria." As performed by the great Blair Tracy, who can't be with us right now. Most of you guys remembered that. Although, again, another tough yet fairness. If you put cats and dogs living together, you are wrong. Because it is dogs and cats living together and mass hysteria. So a lot of you guys did actually do cats and dogs. I don't know. When I think of that terminology, cats and, like, they're fighting like cats and dogs, or it's raining cats and dogs. So I can see how you can get screwed up, but the line is dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. But
yeah, I love that line because it's like you say, the term is cats and dogs, and so the way they've switched it around, it automatically makes it memorable. Yes. Not for a lot of people, but yeah, I just love that I just love that line.
I like this. This sort of started a little trend with this person's answer, though. We're the Ghostbusters, baby.
Thanks, Austin Powers, for taking part in the quiz.
Right. Next up, we had Scarface, and a lot of you guys, of course, knew. Say hello to my little friend. I went back on the video somehow. Anyway, say hello to my little friend. Most of you guys knew that. Someone that says, "You want to fuck with me?" Okay. And someone else just said, "Something to do with coke." Not wrong.
No, they're not talking about the cocaine. They're talking about the brand.
Yes.
They're actually, yeah, they're They're a
You bring
partner
that
working
Pepsi
with
in
it.
here, man? I don't want no Pepsi.
The Dunkin' Donuts one.
Oh,
Do the
God.
from what's that film? It's from?
From Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Dunkachino. Next up we had Get to the Chopper. Most of you knew this one, of course, because this is very funny and very famous for when he says get to the chopper. But instead of get to the chopper, what if Arnold said, I'll get this invisible bastard? Yeah. It would propel the plot forward the same way, I think.
It's an improvement.
Batman was next, and I could have gone either way here back when I made this a few years ago. Obviously, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I'm pretty sure we've used that in a famous film quotes before, but we went the other route here with Michael Keaton, because I've always liked the way he delivers this line. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And a lot of you guys knew that. Somebody just put, I'm Birdman. Wrong movie. Love the dedication, though. Someone else just put, Heath Ledger is better.
No, it's a different thing. It's a different performances. I mean, it's your opinion. I don't care.
And now, as well, this is going back to the same person who had a line from the Ghostbusters where he just said, I'm the Batman, baby!
It's so stupid. But I think it's so funny.
It's very good. Right, next up, we are going to jump into The Breakfast Club, even. Yes, where the line was, "Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns." And wow, that's a long clip. Of course, famous line. It looks like about 50-50. I think there was some confusion in how it's written. Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horn shoe. You get the horn? Shill horn? There's some weird answers in there. But what if the best one was, you're in the Breakfast Club, baby?
Whoever put that, it was worth losing fucking 3 or 4 points.
And then finally, we got Rodney Dangerfield.
I didn't see the answer. You could read out.
Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, everybody, we're all getting late. But what if instead of that, he just says, no respect, baby?
To be fair, that sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield one. The other one above that, which is quite funny, of just, in all capitals, is someone had put, who wants to see my dick? Please, sir, come on.
It's there were some good ones in there for sure. It's always fun to look through and try to pinpoint a few, but I think the quotes actually, people did pretty well in the quotes this time around. A lot better than in previous quizzes, I would say.
Yeah, it was. It's interesting to look at. There's still a lot of non-green squares there, so still room for improvement, especially because we keep going back to some of these quotes as well. So you should now just be going onto our YouTube and looking at all the previous quizzes and going, they're probably going to do that again at some point, because we're picking up old stuff as well. So who knows what we've already done? Doing
it for a long time. Where there was a lot of green on the answer sheet, though, was the spaced film references. I mean, you don't even need to be a fan of space to have some of those film references just slap you right in the face, I would say. Again, not a lot of funny wrong answers here, just a lot of right answers. Robocop was in at number 1. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, making its second appearance in the quiz. The Sixth Sense in at number 3. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest at 4. The original Terminator in at number 5. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back in at number 6. If you just put Star Wars, you're wrong, I'm afraid. Although, if you put Star Wars, and if you put Return of the Jedi, what's wrong with you? Let's see. What's wrong with you? No. American Werewolf in London coming in next at number 7. An Officer and a Gentleman at number 8. Bugsy Malone at number 9, which is really flagging up some issues trying to put this quiz up on YouTube. It's caused a lot of issues today because it wants to block it everywhere, this clip. So the quiz over on YouTube will be missing this question. Which is, it's just bizarre that out of everything we've ever posted with these quizzes, like they're always copyright flagged, but they're not taken down. It's just we can't monetize it, which is fine. It's just a way to sort of like document the quizzes and to keep them backed up for us and for people at home to do them when they want. So but when one thing, and it's a Channel 4 like television series, flags it up as being blocked worldwide, it's just sort of have to take a second and take a step back and just like, who the hell do they think they are?
They have a very strong lawyers, apparently. The legal team, I guess. Very strong lawyers. What does that even mean? Sounds like Trump. Very strong lawyers. No, they must have a good legal team to just swoop in and get that fucking space clip.
That whole round might have to be taken out. Who knows? Pulp Fiction in at number 10. Again, very obvious. And then finally, we did the Apocalypse Now round, which was a fun round that I forgot existed until digging through the old quizzes. And a lot of people got Deep Impact. Now, one person here had some fun because they basically guessed 2012 for pretty much everything until it was right.
Well, that's we were always worried with numbers and with text, so I'm glad that it worked. I'm glad the form worked and you didn't just try and submit 2012 for everything and then it just worked.
Taking your life into your own hand with so many numbers with the way this quiz goes.
You are. But yeah, no, it was interesting to see some of those films, and then just like looking at the answers, like surprised a lot of people got knowing. To be honest, like I've seen the film, and even when we did the quiz, I was like, "What is this? I don't recognize this." But that's probably because I've just tried to have it wiped from my memory.
The hardest one here was easily G.I. Joe Retaliation, which only had 5 correct answers as well. Well done if you got G.I. Joe Retaliation, because a couple people guessed, I think I saw a guess or two for Independence Day 2, which had a very similar London destruction scene. But again, guys, look at the year the round's from. I think this one was from 2014. And that was back when no one even thought an Independence Day 2 would ever happen. And now we just wish it hadn't. So either way, we're good. One day I will watch it, though. I owe it to myself. I owe it to Harvey Fierstein. R.I.P. Obviously the character that he played in the film, not in real life. No, never. I mean, when he actually dies, it will be a sad day. It will be a very.
I know it will definitely be a sad day, considering my my username on Snapchat that I haven't used in maybe about 2 years was Harvey Fierstein, because I was like, I'm going to get it before he does. Why? I don't know.
It was all about making the big bucks.
Oh, Filmageddon, you boys.
Oh, my boys.
He always just sounds like a pissed uncle, basically, by the end of our impression of it. Oh, you boys, yeah.
He sounds like the maniac from It's Always Sunny. Oh, my boys. Come here, but I love you, all my boys.
Instead, in just real life, he's just some like fucking guy who loves theater and like performing and like teaching and stuff. And we're like, oh, you sound drunk. Morons.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day was 3. A couple of people put the first Terminator. Armageddon was 4. A couple of people mistaked it for Deep Impact, which was the first one. Knowing, as you said. Sharknado. A lot of people got that right. I feel really bad for the person that put Sharknado 2.
Oh, never mind. So there has to be. You can't have winners.
I mean, imagine if it was Sharknado 2 and they were the only one that get it right. Because there's probably not many people that would see a shark in a tornado that would be like, he's gonna put like 2 or 3, isn't he? Nah, we're gonna put number 1 because that's what it's gonna be. Well done. Yeah. It was you tried to call my bluff, and on another quiz you might have gotten it right, but this one just short. Actually, 2 teams put Sharknado 2.
Oh well, then you guys and guys and girls can meet up, talk to each other, maybe join to create one super group.
The Sharkmaniacs.
Oh, there you go. The Street Sharknadoes. Street Sharknadoes. Yeah. The Sharknado appears, and the Street Sharks.
Yes, which everyone remembers all their names.
Biff,
Slammer, Blade, Orca.
Orca?
Yeah.
Wait, one was a killer whale?
I'm pretty sure there was a killer whale street shark. Maybe it was. He might have been one of the toys, and he might not have been in the cartoon. He might have just been a toy. Day After Tomorrow was next. The Core, was after that, and then finally 2012. So this team finally got it right after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 incorrects. And then Independence Day with the aforementioned Harvey Firestein at the end. Guys, lots of good scores there, but of course, there could only be one winner, and we've made you wait long enough, right? I think so. Let's find out. Let's find out and see who won this thing. So, Weekly Rewind Film Quiz number 6, which had 275 concurrent viewers. That was our average. 336 total players. Not too bad. 99 teams. We dipped under 100. The quiz burnout is real, I guess.
It is. It is. We're sorry if you are now bored of doing these quizzes, but 99 teams, I'm still pretty proud of.
I've unplugged my headphones, so I can't hear anything. Now I've plugged my headphones back.
I was just telling the secret to the world,
I missed.
You missed it this time.
But yes, 99 teams, and remember there was a year-long membership. So you start singular, you end plural. That's great. There are a few year-long memberships on the line for the first place team, and let's find out who the winner is this week. And of course, it is gonna be Apocalypse Meow.
Oh, now weirdly, I think we had two teams that were called this.
We did have two teams, but they were on very separate ends of the table. So I'm hoping we're not getting one of you guys super excited. But we will take a look now at the full-on standings, which are going to be right about there. There you go. Apocalypse Meow, 56 points. Only missing 4 total questions the entire quiz. Amazing stuff. Not to forget about who would have guessed the cast of Glee would be so problematic at 54 points. Coming in at number 2. And number 3, Tequila Mockingbird. Well done again to the top 3 teams. Well done to everybody. Let's just go through again in the yellow some of the team names that stood out to us this week. Do It Again by Steely Dan. It's in My Head with 46 points. Protesters Everywhere Need Immediate Support, a.k.a. Team Penis. Always coming up with the penis acronyms. It's great. 41 points. Bort Ultimatum. Always love a Bort reference. 41 points. We Don't Deserve John Boyega with 39 points. I quite liked Quarantine Wolf 2 with 38
that was
points.
Good.
Advent Guardians of the Galaxy.
Avant Guardians.
Yeah, 38 points.
Yep,
sure. The Boyega Awakens. Yes, very topical. Well done. Every Which Way But Lose. Yes, not lose. You guys attempted. You guys mid-table, so you did well. 33 points. Exactly. Logic. Where we're going, we don't need logic. At 30 points.
Very appropriate for this.
Pandemonics. Like pandemony, like pandemic, pandemonics. 26.
That is a UK TV show written all over it, isn't it?
It is. Can't wait. And I quite like Groundhog Dames and a Brad Pitt cutout with 24 points.
Okay.
And coming up near the bottom with an old reference but a good reference, We Know Nothing, Jon Snow with 12 points.
Joint last, but you know.
First in Our Hearts. No, First in Our Hearts is Apocalypse Meow.
Yeah.
Where was that other Apocalypse? Oh, right here. See, we've got Apocalypse Meow and Apocalypse Meow. So there's a difference.
There is a difference. So hopefully you're not listening to this just as an audio stream. But yeah, no, it's always tight at the top. And certain rounds, you can tell, like, certain teams just dropped away. So, room for improvement next time.
Yeah. It was, again, it was a fun quiz. A lot of you guys, as always, have sent us stuff on Twitter as well. Let's take a look over at some of the social media, if I can ever find the buttons to do it. Here we guys go. We've got Sarah and the team. Again, always with the props. I love this. We got a little Interstellar case, Moon, Scarface there, Spaced, Close Encounters, and Travis. And you know what I realized? I realized this only a few days ago. So the seat that I always sit on for the film quiz, I sit on a cushion, and this cushion has hedgehogs on it. You wait right here.
Yeah, you show it me. Okay, everyone, let's see it. Let's see what this pillow really looks
You ready
like.
for this? This is my
Ready?
lumbar support.
Oh, I'm not pretty. What the fuck is that's not a hedgehog.
Yeah, it is. Look, he's got the spines. Look, his face is the same as Travis.
The other one looks like a hedgehog. That one looks like a ferret of some
I
sort.
just think it's the angle.
It's the angle. It's the angle.
But that,
Well,
yeah.
and how's that pillow working out for
Oh,
you?
it is getting stressed. It is.
Is
It
it?
is not the shape that it started at.
I sit on a towel because it's so hot. I ain't showing you that.
No, please.
I don't. I sit on a blanket.
Let's see. Jimmy saying another suspenseful evening of quizzing from the Horrors of Round 2 soundtrack round. To the petulant bullshitter, that is my broadband connection. We did get your scores in the end there, Jimmy. Adam came through. He found those, graded those. So well done. We got you guys in there. Of course, there was the big bit about the Grinch being called the Grinch. It was pointed out. Don't worry, guys. We got you. We got you. And yeah, lots of nice quotes and comments as always, guys. We really do appreciate everything. So we're sort of a bit slapdash today, having to rush through things. It's been a kind of a busy couple of days for us over here, and it's going to be busy moving forward as well because we're not stopping anytime soon. You know what? Despite only being 99 teams.
Oh, don't please.
Despite all that, we're going to continue. Next week is going to be another Rewind film quiz, and I think I can basically say that the following week will be an all-new live lockdown film quiz.
Okay.
I will confirm that a bit more next week. It's basically how much time I have to go into putting the quiz together. Half of it is done right now. If I can get some more of that done with what's left of this week and the weekend and a bit next week, then we are all on board. But yeah, so it should be one Rewind film quiz next week on Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday, all new 8-round live lockdown film quiz. We are going to push for that and hopefully get the word out again so that everybody's involved. And yeah, and that's the one where the big prize is to play for. Free month pass to the Prince Charles Cinema for the winning team, which is nothing to turn your nose up to, down at.
Down. Turn your nose up.
Is it?
Yeah, up.
Something.
Yeah, up. What is up is down and left is right.
Yeah, the world is topsy-turvy.
They're getting close. We're getting closer and closer, even though the UK is still the worst managed country. Even though that, we're still getting close to the point where cinemas will probably open sooner rather than later. So, perfect time. And plus, no one else would want to go. So you'll be able to just like walk in with your monthly pass and watch whatever the fuck you want to watch. You might even just be the schedule by the end of it. Who knows?
It's gonna be good. What else are we gonna do? We're probably gonna play some games this weekend. Maybe we're gonna play some games at the start of next week. Who knows? We're doing lots of things, but the best way to keep up with us is always over on Twitter. Of course, we're at Filmageddon Quiz. And YouTube, we are posting stuff. Again, we're sort of promising a lot and delivering half of what we're promising, but there is stuff coming to YouTube. Again, we are just busy little bees at the minute, and I guess it's better to be busy than not during all this, because I don't want to stop and think about things. Do you? Nah.
No.
Nope. Keep on going 100 miles a minute until we get to that brick wall. Boom. Right, so congratulations again to Apocalypse Meow. We will be sending you an email about your big win there. And yeah, again, thanks everybody for taking part. Thanks for being with us another week, 8 weeks in a row. Yeah, like, over 300 people watching the quiz every week is crazy to think about. And yeah, we will keep doing it if you will keep watching it. So until next time, I have been the Quizmaster, Frank Soldado, and he has been the Quizling, Adam Grundy. And this has been the Filmageddon Vodcast episode 18, recapping the Rewind quiz number 6. That's a lot of names and numbers, but you get the gist. And we will see you next time. I'm gonna make it go away now. Ready? And bye!